We're speaking to Wendy Tan this morning of Wendy's Homemade. Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for speaking to us on the LITE breakfast.
Good to see you all.
Now, Wendy, let's rewind a little bit. We understand that you had a tough life growing up in Malacca. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes. During those days, my father is a businessman, and he actually loves gambling in Genting, in the 70s
Oh
and all
no.
this.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. So when I was a toddler, I think I hardly have a home life most of the time. My mom has to bring me to Genting, waiting for him and all this.
Mm.
So yeah, when I was very young, they are having marriage life problems, and of course, I have three other siblings. And
Mm.
when I was 10 years old, my parents finally got divorced. But um, prior to the divorce, my dad actually abused my mom. Yep.
Oh no.
So I was
Okay.
like the pillar of the family, like helping her, doing a lot of house chores and all this
Were
thing.
you the oldest of the kids?
Yes,
All right.
I'm the oldest. And yeah, in Malacca, there's not much choices. So my mom is actually having three types of odd jobs. Yeah, from
Mm.
waitress to helper in people's home, helping people to cook and all this. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like
So,
the mom at my home.
Mm-mm.
and I understand you started helping out in the kitchen at a very young age as well, because your mother was selling, or your grandmother was selling Nasi Lemak at that time.
Yeah, my grandparents are actually running a sundry shop as well as how to say, the charcoal and gas supplier
Mm-mm.
Mm.
to all around Malacca. So most of my time I have to help my grandma, being the one of the eldest. I can say eldest granddaughter. Yeah. So she has to how to say, cook daily. I think from breakfast, lunch, as well as supper. It's a culture in Malacca. Like any neighbors just pop in your home, feel free to have some dessert, kueh, and all these things. Yeah. So I'm exposed to kitchen life, or
Right.
should I say, most of my childhood is in the kitchen. Yeah.
Okay. What was the first thing you remember that you were tasked to do in the kitchen?
Okay, the first thing that I am asked to do is always to take the salt, the pepper, those ingredients for her, because
Okay.
yeah, she has to be at the kitchen and I have to run around, and she will only speak Hokkien with me.
Mm.
And that's how I learned my Hokkien. And some neighbors are speaking some other dialects, Cantonese, Nonya. So that's how I'm exposed to the local dialects, but I'm not well versed in Mandarin. So I try my best. So that's how I have this habit of like chit chatting while cooking, chit chatting while doing things. But at the end of the day, she has to ask me to please help me to blend the chili sauce. And yeah, that is the toughest for a kid,
Yeah.
dealing with the old fashioned blender. That's
Is
the
it
thing I hate.
the pestle and mortar? Is it?
Yeah, but I can't handle that well. So she's more skillful in that. So at the end, I think during the 90s, she bought a blender.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but it's still very noisy. As a kid, we hate that. But I'm assigned to do that.
You're the blender.
Blender, yeah. So I
But
never had the
yeah.
chance to help her cook because she will only assign the cooking to my elderly, which is my aunties. Yeah, so I'm always a
Mm,
helper. Yeah.
okay. But being in the kitchen from a very young age, that means that you didn't have much of a childhood in that sense. Like you didn't go out to play with your friends.
Yeah, that's true. That is one of the sad part at that time. I used to break down and cry even after meal. So, but I think that is a tough lesson for me.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm. But I read that you were very good in school though. So you finished school.
Yes, I managed to, yeah.
Yeah. And
Getting
like,
that.
what did you want to be at that point in time when you were still in school? What was your ambition?
At that point of time, I actually, as a hobby, when we are alone in the kitchen or helping cleaning up, I sing a lot. Yeah. So during school days, I did join those mini concerts. Yeah, singing is part of my hobby. But of course, I don't think to be a singer because Yeah, the parents and grandparents will always say, oh, please study hard, or else you will end up selling curry meat or curry rice, something like that, that kind of
Mm,
stigma.
mm,
So I would tell my parents, I said, okay, I'm going to work in the office.
mm,
Yeah, I mean, I tell my mom, and I tell when relatives ask, what are you
mm.
going to be? I said, I'm going to work in the office, which I actually did. Yeah,
After you finish high school, you went to work in an office.
yes.
Okay. What were you working as at that point in time?
I tried my first office job. I mean, not really in office, receptionist for shopping mall.
Mm,
But I have the exposure to work in retail. I work like part-time in Baskin Robin, in body shops at that time. Yeah.
Okay. So you've had a lot of different jobs as well.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. But I understand that life had other plans for you and you became a single mom at a very young
Yes.
age.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about that phase of your life?
Okay. I of course I made a friend, and yeah, I have a son, and we broke off when I was only 22. Yeah. So I am still how to say, I'm still determined to complete at least studies. So
Mm,
I actually save some money from my working money, and I continue part-time diploma in logistics, and I managed to join a bigger company, and I'm handling customer service, the logistics part. But life was very stressful for me at that time, you know.
mm,
I actually have a difficult time to survive, to stay afloat. Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
how do you manage a full-time job and taking
yeah.
care of your son? How
Yeah,
did you
in
manage at
fact,
that time?
I did not manage my son. My mom was the one managed, but because of helping me to take care of my son, she doesn't have any income.
Oh.
So that's the reason I told my mom. I said, okay, let's sell Nasi Lemak again. We did it when we were young. Why not now? So I will always talk with my friends about food. I mean, that's one of my favorite topic. So they will say, okay, why not you cook for us? Okay, just take some orders.
Mm.
On a daily basis, just a very small quantity. I will take some pre-orders, but my mom will sell Nasi Lemak in front of our home while taking care of my son. Yeah,
I see.
that's
Okay.
how it started.
Okay. So then you're working at this office. You decided to sell nasi lemak to your colleagues as well.
Yeah, as well as some other of their favorite things like pineapple tarts, but I don't do that. Just like connecting with another friend in Malacca, they will drive up. So I think it's always about food now. Even
Mm.
when I talk with friends, they will say, like, hey, okay, let's ask Wendy what she has. Okay, mihun or something like that. Yeah.
So at that point, you were like the sole breadwinner of the family.
Yes, because my three other siblings are still studying.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of responsibility on you, no? Do you feel burdened by it
Yes.
all?
Yes. I feel burnt out. At times I will just break down and cry.
Mm.
Yeah, on a daily basis, actually. I would just say, like, the question that I ask myself, like, why me? Oh,
Mm.
life is unfair and all this thing. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. So when did you decide to sort of venture into Wendy's Homemade full time?
Okay. Over the years, I am also like selling to close friends the cooking sauce. At that time, I was only having one type of sambal. And yeah, many people call me like, hey, sambal lady, sambal lady. I only have one sambal, but I explained to them, actually, this is the main ingredient you can use for anything you want to do, curry or laksa. It's one of the important ingredient.
Mm.
And that's how I started to sell to some friends, and they started to support me by giving some orders, group buy. Um, so over the years, and I was getting very busy in office also.
Mm.
One day on the New Year's Eve, as usual, in being in logistic, before any weekend, before any public holiday, we will be our busiest.
Mm.
So I always work until at night, and so my son knows. My son knows he will not have what they call that, New Year's countdown, yeah,
Celebration. Yeah.
celebration, yeah, big celebration. Even birthdays, I might celebrate later. I might miss celebrating his school concert. I also miss.
Mm.
So I will always say sorry. So he insists that, oh, okay, it's New Year's Day. Let's go countdown. 30th December 2016. I remember 2016. But I said, oh no, son, I'm busy. Let's, And on that very fateful day, he went out with his friends. That morning, he had a road accident. So that was a turning point in my life. And I start to tell myself, okay, life is not about career only. I have other ways to survive. Yeah. After all, people are supporting. Yeah. So that's how I get some encouragement from my colleagues. And they were saying like, Wendy, if you have a talent and an interest, why not you take it further and not struggle in both worlds,
Yeah.
So my colleagues were the one who encouraged me. And yeah, and
And
another
your
turning
son's
point.
accident was your turning point as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Is,
He's luckily he survived. Yeah, he had a broken leg, and I actually took like 2 months long leave to take care of him. Yeah, that's when I realized like, when did I ever be a mother? Yeah, I'm more like a father, earning and providing and supporting, but I never be a mother at all for him. Yeah,
but your son didn't suffer any long-term injuries. He's okay.
he's okay. He can. It took him like 1 year. Yeah, there is a metal in his leg, and yeah,
How old was he when that happened?
that was when he was only 15 or 14. Yeah,
Okay.
can't remember.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, now that you're doing this full time, what's
Yes.
your day-to-day schedule like?
My day-to-day schedule, okay, every day I would already have in mind who I'm going to talk with, because being in business, it's very important to stay in touch with customers, which is currently I'm focusing more on shops. So people who are running groceries and mini market. Yeah, so when I talk to them, and I can understand the market also, because every shop will have their own market, yeah, different areas, yeah. So it's important for me to understand consumers' behavior and all this. So besides that, of course, customers are coming directly to me also, yeah. And early in the morning, I would continue my preparation. So my mom currently is helping me. So I will go her house and pick her, and we will buy some ingredients. Some are already bought earlier a day. So we will start our preparation. I think this process will take a very long time, at least 3 days. So by the time third day, then only a batch will be ready. And my husband is helping me some paperwork, labeling. Yeah, three of us are. So it's like
Okay.
24 hours job.
There's no rest, right?
No rest. Yeah.
Okay. But besides initially you said you were just selling sambal, just one
Yeah.
type of sambal, but now
Yeah.
you've expanded your range as well of homemade pastes.
Yes. Over the years, I have expanded to 8 types of paste. So,
Okay. Tell us about how the recipe of these pastes came about, and they're vegan.
yes, yes. The
Huh.
reason is I am having a bad allergy about 15 years ago, I can say.
Okay.
So bad allergy, because I love asam pedas. So whenever I eat asam pedas, at that time I do not really, I'm not aware what kind of fish, what's the ingredient. I know it's made of chilies and all this, yeah. So I always see doctor, and I think doctor will always prescribe me to antihistamines. Over the years, the flare up got so bad, I'm on steroid and antibiotic. Yeah,
Oh.
so I tell myself I have to do myself from scratch. Although I buy the paste from others, but I'm still having the situation. So that's how I started to came about asam pedas. And then I came across Thai green curry is another of my favorite, because last time I worked in Thai restaurant, I love it. Okay, I love tom yum, I love Thai green curry, but I know that Thai food has always this fish paste also,
Yeah.
belacan, yeah. So I have no choice. Do it from scratch, share with my friends. So that is like total of 4 flavors already. And I know I can't take sambal belacan, so I innovate my own paste. It's called red. So it looks red, and many people thought it's just chili, but no,
Yeah.
it's very similar to sambal belacan. It's vegan as well as
Okay.
sugarless.
Is there a
Yeah.
difference in flavor though? I mean, how it tastes?
Yes, the flavors. I did a lot of experiment at home, so of course I compare like, okay, what I like and what people like, and I will ask my family's feedback. Yeah. So the
So it was
ingredients
it
are
was
different.
born out of these recipes were born out of your own allergies to fish
Yes.
paste.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. That's why you decided to make it all vegan.
Yes.
Now, Wendy, how many did you mention all the paste earlier?
I mentioned 4, and I have Nonya Pongteh. Nonya Pongteh is also another childhood food which my grandma always cook in bulk and give us. So we are like so happy. Oh, this is like the only dish we have. Okay,
The most
chicken,
Malaccan thing ever.
the most Malaccan thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And for you guys, maybe the most luxurious at that time,
Yes,
right? You get to eat
correct.
meat and all. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What else I have? Let me see. Okay, rendang. I have rendang. Over the
Is the
years,
rendang vegan as well? The
yes, it's
rendang paste?
vegan as well. Yeah.
Oh, but how do you make vegan rendang?
Uh, Actually, the only thing is I do not use any what belacan prawn paste. Yeah, fish
Okay.
sauce. No, no fish sauce, no prawn paste. And yeah, it's initially it's quite hard to hit that note of flavors to meet people's taste. But initial years, yeah, customers they buy, but they will feedback to me. I accept it openly. So I have fine tuned, and finally I hit the right notes, and I just maintain the same recipe. Yeah. What else? Tom yum, ginger. Okay, ginger is like every day we have to do ginger. So the reason I'm offering this is because I always find like, oh, the time to prepare ginger just to cook a meal is so tedious, to peel and to choose the right one. So I offer this as part of the flavors. In total, I have 8 flavors.
Okay. So this ginger is like the
Uh,
Grated.
uh,
what do you
yeah,
call it? The grated gingers,
grated
or yeah,
gingers.
like
Yeah.
the ones they steam fish with.
Steamed fish, yeah, fried
The
rice and
chicken rice
everything.
one, or
Yeah, the
the one?
chicken rice.
All right, right,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
And your family helps you because it sounds very labor intensive.
Yes, indeed it is. So, but I'm used to staggered sleeping hours, like some weeks I will have 2-3 hours sleep at the noon. And because of that noon afternoon sleep, I will be very active throughout the night. But some of my weeks will be normal sleeping hours, like I sleep 9 to 5, or sometimes I wake up even earlier. Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
did Wendy's Homemade officially start? What year?
Officially in 2015, I went on social media because prior that I do not advertise in any social media. And after advertising social media, customers start to feedback, I want this type of packaging. So over the years, I did change my packaging. First, it was in like plastic cups. And then the second packing was in food grade plastic vacuum pack. But that would need freezing because my products has 0 preservatives.
Yep.
So it needs freezing. And when I start approaching shops to sell, they want me to do in jars, which is more presentable.
Yeah.
So my current packing is in glass jars, but I do provide some of the customers in plastic vacuum pack. Yeah.
So now it's like 5 years, well, almost 6 years because almost
Almost 6 years.
2021 now. That means, have you gotten much more busy?
Yes, yes. And in fact, some people they always say, "Oh yeah, where's your factory?" So
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
honestly, I do not have factory. Yeah, honestly, it's really like how the way people do it at their own home. So they can see my paste, the texture. It's really like how if they were to do themselves. Yeah, it's never perfect. So this batch may be slightly different from the other, but all are the same. Yeah.
'Cause I'm asking you this only, Wendy, because when people hear this, your orders are gonna explode. I don't know how that means you're not gonna be able to sleep at all.
Yeah. In fact, I did have such experience, when some people I didn't know that one of my customers was working in RTM2. So she was just talking to me, and suddenly she came my house. She said, "Okay, I just want to cover you." And then at that time I was working in office. The phone call like came nonstop. I was wondering, I didn't ask her because I didn't watch TV.
Yeah.
Actually, I seldom watch TV. And I was wondering why so many phone calls. I thought it was the power of social media, but I didn't know she covered it. It was a great help. At that time was 2018. Yeah. So that's
Okay.
when I decided, okay, no, I need to do full time. Yeah.
Okay. But when you first started out, being in a full-time job and doing this part-time, were there many challenges that came your way?
Yes, there were many challenges because I have to do tough decision.
Mm.
Yeah, if I think of the money wise, doing homemade paste is not easy.
Yeah.
I will in fact give up. In fact, the obstacles are also there. Many people, including my own family, they will tell me like, look, it's not worth it, your time,
Yeah.
there's so many choices in the supermarket nowadays. Oh, you never be like big brands, the
Mm.
big guys, factories and all this. So I just keep telling myself, this is one of my passion, which I am knowledgeable, I can do it. And okay, there's of course I have some my health problem,
Mm.
like my allergies and some other issues. So why not offer this? I just take it as apart from a way of survival. That's when I decided. I say, okay, I need to choose. If I'm doing something in my life which is meaningful and helping others, why not? Yeah.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
chose this path.
But financially, when you went to Wendy's Homemade full-time, were you struggling to make ends meet financially?
Yes, it is very struggling.
Yeah.
It is yeah, very struggling. It is
Until
not.
today?
Yes, until today, because the production scale is never big.
Mm.
So to do homemade, it's never big. If I try to increase my production, they it's just not workable because the capacity wise, because
Mm.
everything, the process wise is everything very labor intensive.
Yeah.
I'm not able to like just close my eye and throw every ingredients in the blender. I'm
Mm.
actually doing the same old way like how my late grandmother do.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So everything is still very labor intensive, like you said. So you're worried that if you scale up, you might lose the quality as well, right?
Yes, yes.
Mm.
In fact, there are some shops who tell me, the only reason I'm taking your product to sell because many people are looking for homemade
Mm.
and without preservative, because the fact many people are having health issues and they look for preservative free. So they ask me, if you're going to like set up a factory, we will have a problem to sell. So
Mm.
that's the reason I maintain small and home base until today.
Okay. What do you hope to achieve, Wendy, with Wendy's Homemade?
I feel happy, and I actually managed to touch people's life. I think customers also touch my life when they share with me, oh, why am I using your paste? What have I cooked for my family? I think these are the things that I cannot achieve in another working world. So
Mm.
this is something I enjoy talking with customers, even at midnight. Sometimes, mothers and busy working mothers, they will share with me, how I feel today. My family is so impressed my cooking, and I told them it's so easy. And I was like, okay, 2 o'clock a.m. I'm still chatting with customer, but it's okay. It's okay. So
They're your
I think,
friends now, right?
yeah, I think I will, at the moment, I will maintain what I'm doing. Hopefully, I'm able to touch more lives. People will appreciate my effort. I think I put aside the struggling part. Yeah, everything is struggling also.
Mm.
So if I think of the money, I wouldn't be in this business today. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Now, how can people order from you, Wendy? Besides the pre-cooked paste, what else do you sell?
Currently, I also take in ad hoc catering.
Okay.
Yeah, so some customers, they will say like, I really can't cook for my upcoming party and all this. Please cook for me this and this. So I'm quite open to this ad hoc catering job. Yeah,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because they also have the chance to taste my cooking, which are using my homemade paste.
Yeah.
Besides that, people are ordering from me through Facebook and Instagram. So my Instagram and Facebook is like Wendy's Homemade. It's very easy.
Mm.
Wendy Homemade, yeah.
Okay.
So, but I will arrange that based on their location, I will recommend them to go whichever shop nearest to them.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Wendy's homemade pastes are also available in several grocery stores, are they?
Yes, over
Okay.
Klang Valley. Yeah, as far
Ah,
as Kajang.
okay. Well, Wendy, we invited you on Free Plug Friday because we want to give you that free publicity, a marketing boost for your business. And JD and I have actually recorded a radio ad
Okay.
specifically for Wendy's Homemade. So have a listen to
Oh,
this.
Okay.
I want to cook healthy home-cooked meals for my family, but I'm a really horrible cook.
Well, Wendy has the solution. Wendy's homemade pastes are 100% plant-based with a variety of flavors to suit your every need. Asam pedas, rendang, Thai green curry, ginger, red chili, and the crowd favorite, tom yum.
Sounds so good. So I can cook delicious, healthy food for my family without the fuss? I'm calling Wendy now at 017-282-0610. Or I can log on to fb.com/Wendy Homemade to get a bottle or two of these pre-cooked pastes at only 15 ringgit per bottle.
No MSG, no preservatives. This is Wendy's Homemade.
That sounds so great. Thank you very much.
So that's your very own radio ad for your business. And we hope that after this interview airs, you will get more business and hopefully,
Business will boom.
business
Wow.
will boom and then you won't be struggling that much financially.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate this chance.